we didn't shoot it great at all. And, I think the biggest thing just us for defensively is just our attention to detail. It's not good, not high enough to win basketball games right now. Whatever it takes to win. I mean, every game for us, especially on this homestand, should be like a must-win for us. Get back into the win column and just build off of it. Nothing's going to get easy for us. A couple great teams coming up, so we got to figure it out. Especially on the defensive end, our attention to detail and guys locking in on the film and personnel and what to do in coverages. Seems like there's been a lot of slippage in those areas of focus, and it's reflected on the floor.
Okay, that was Anthony Davis speaking after the loss of LA Lakers to Miami Heat, 96-110 points. However, in overtime, it was Sacramento Kings defeating Orlando Magic's 138-135 points. So those are the results of games decided in the wee hours of today. But remember, tomorrow, Friday, 2 games are going down in NBA. San Antonio Spurs will be up against Milwaukee Bucks. That game is going down 1:30 a.m. as Golden State Warriors will take on Denver Nuggets. Moving away from basketball, let us talk tennis this morning. Not really a good time for Novak Djokovic. Live updates coming from United Cup this morning in the final stage. Caroline Garcia is currently leading Malen Hangoy 6-2, 6-6 in their clash this morning. And by 9:15 in the next less than 10 minutes.
Your opponent played very well. I think I'll be okay, to be honest. But, it did have quite an impact, particularly on the forehand and serve. But again, I don't want to be spending too much time talking about it and taking away credit of the victory from Deminor.
Okay, well, someone asking me if I lost my voice. No, my voice is still cool. But just like Novak Djokovic, we don't know if he will be skipping the Australian Open. But hey, let's focus on the result of the game where he lost in 2 straight sets against Alex de Minaur. Well, he believes that defeat will not stop him going into Australian Open, and that also just a way of having a curtain raiser into the first Grand Slam of the year.
No, not much, to be honest. I knew that probably not going to be at my 100% physically, emotionally, mentally, game-wise in the opening week of a season. Neither did I expect that, neither did I want that, to be honest. It's all a part of the build-up for Australian Open, so that's where I want to perform at my best. And so again, it's never nice to lose a match, of course, but it's not really going to stay with me much.
Okay, well, for Novak Djokovic, let's wait and see the Grand Slam, first Grand Slam of the year. But remember, the bad boy in tennis, the Australian tennis star, will also not be participating. So, that is Nick Kyrgios. But let's leave Nick Kyrgios on one side. But for Novak Djokovic, we wish him quick recovery. But looking at all the games going down and all the tournament from the world of tennis this morning at the Brisbane International, there was a walkover. Alexander Nodezhov and Gonzalo Escobar walked over Aslan Karatsev and Roman Safulin. But for all the games decided today, Jordan Thompson also walked over Ugo Humbert. Riki Hijikata defeated Firmus Mohat 5-7, 6-2, 7-6. And, well, looking at all the results of games, Grigor Dimitrov defeated Daniel Atmaya 6-1, 6-2. And one game also going down today at the Brisbane International is James Kumbula taking on Rafael Nadal, and that game is going down 9:30. Going straight to Asia this morning, the Hong Kong Open Roberto Batista got defeated Francisco Scanandolo 7-5-6-3. And live update this morning coming from that particular Hong Kong Open. John Lennon Trophy is up against Sebastian Hoffner. And live update this morning is in the third set. However, John Lennon Trophy won the first set 7-6 as they lost the second set 6-7 to Sebastian Hoffner. Well, Marc-Andre Hustler just started his game against Arthur Fields, while Andre Rublev will be up against Broadley. In the Brisbane International WTA 500 victory, Azarenka defeated Clara Borel 7-5-6-2 as Linda Noskova defeated Julia Riera 6-1, 6-7, 6-3. Jelena Ostapenko edged Caroline Pliskova 6-2, 4-6, 6-3. Daria Kasatkina defeated Magdalena Niet 6-4, 6-2 as Mira Andreeva defeated Arina Rodionova 6-1, 6-1. Live update this morning is the battle between Veronika Kudermetova and Anastasia Potapova for Super Eagles of Nigeria yesterday as two players joined the team. That was Samuel Chukwueze and Stanley Nwabili. But let's go to the Super Eagles page this morning to check more about what is happening in the Super Eagles camp as a countdown to the Africa Cup of Nations going down in Ivory Coast. Good morning.
Oh, no, no. Would I know? From the east to the west, now we they carry first. From the north to the south, go to south, south. You go see, say we get mouth. Cause we know they carry last. Nigeria know they carry last. We dey ball, we dey ball. We dey ball like Okocha or Aziza to Shola, Agba Bola, and we fit carry shoulder. Cause we know they carry last. Oh no, no. We don't fit carry last. So raise your hand wherever you are. 2 fingers for me if you love Nigeria.
Okay, now January carry last. Quickly going straight to latest updates coming from the Super Eagles camp this morning as we count down to the Africa Cup of Nations. Well, for yesterday was AC Milan winger Samuel Chukwueze with Nwabali, who joined the team in Saudi Arabia. But players in camp right now, joining other players in camp, we've got Ahmed Musa, Kenneth Omerio, Moses Simon, Ojo Iwobi, Ajayi, Olaino, Basi, Ademola Lukman, Joe Aribo, Onyeka, Bruno, Awazem, Zaidu Sanisi, Boniface, Victor, Onyedika, I almost said Onyedika. Victory. What's happening? Osai, Bright, Nwabali, Chukwueze, these are the players in camp currently. And, well, let's wait and see. Well, according to report, more players will surely join the team. But a lot of people are still reacting. Why Abu Dhabi? When you're playing the Africa Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast? Talking about the weather. Well, NFF can tell us more. Maybe because of money. Is it about the money? But most especially, it's about winning the 4th AFCON. Remember, Super Eagles of Nigeria in Group A with the host Cote d'Ivoire, Equatorial Guinea, and Guinea-Bissau. However, someone is already tipping the Super Eagles of Nigeria to go all the way to the final. However, saying that North African teams are the only ones that can stop the ambitions of the Super Eagles. Who is saying this? Legendary mathematician Segun Odegbami. Odegbami, winner of the AFCON in 1980, stated this, that the likes of Ghana, Cameroon, champions Senegal, and AFCON 2023 host Cote d'Ivoire are not as strong as the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Odegbami noted that the presence of reigning CAF Player of the Year, Victor Osimhen, will give the Eagles the advantage over the other teams. But is it only Victor Osimhen that is going to play for Super Eagles of Nigeria? Let's go on a break, and when we return, we talk more. It is still Kickoff Sports Show, live on Solutions, 93.9 FM, here in the city of Ibadan.
Omo, you're always on your phone. You don't even have time for your guys anymore. Where you they see this data?
Sorry, bro. It's Ayoba.
Ayoba? Which babe is that one again?
Ayoba is not a babe. It's the all-in-one app that lets you chat and call friends, listen to music, play games, get trendy gist, and many more. All on the app. No need for multiple apps. Just use Ayoba and enjoy.
Yo, tell me more.
Yes, with Ayoba.
Mirror, kitchen cabinet, and lots more. Our intention is to make you feel comfortable always by providing quality furniture furniture, whether at home, office, hotel, lounge and bar, and so on. Hurry now. Contact us today at Johnson A. Nigeria Enterprise, shop number AA 18 to 20, Railway Shopping Complex, Aleshiloye Market, and shop 8A to 11, Railway Shopping Line, by Alalubosa Junction, Iyaganku Railway Crossing, Ibadan. Call 0802 303 0550 or 0706 225 2649. Johnson A. Nigeria Enterprise, home of quality furniture made for you.
The 2023 Father Christmas Grotto and Kiddies End of the Year Party of Solutions 93.9 FM was indeed a great success, and we appreciate the immense contribution and support from all our esteemed sponsors. Summer Foods, Moto G, ATM Mall, Pure Bliss Biscuit, French Ram, Queb Foundation, Aloma Electrical Engineering, Warburg Motors, Openness Fashion Designer, Playground, Adex Trading Stores, Toddler Motors, Engineer Femi Alao, Engineer Alarape, Senator Yunus Akintunde, Senator Sharafaddin Ali, The Fauyies, Yewande Folari, Mrs. Adediwura, Alhaja Ashimolowo, Mommy Downsy, and Pastor Anjoni. We thank you all for everything as we look forward to a more fruitful partnership with you as we journey into the year 2024.
Welcome back. Check the time right now. It is 9:18 from Solutions 93.9 FM. Still Kickoff Sports Show live on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9 FM. My name is OLADAPO. Could be now. Let's go on as we look at more updates. Well, not really a good news for Super Eagles of Nigeria. No longer news that Wilfred Ndidi will be missing the AFCON, as we have Royal Antwerp midfielder Al-Hassan Yusuf reportedly drafted in as a replacement for the Leicester City midfielder. Now, well, for Andre Onana, going straight to Cameroon. Andre Onana is said to be available for Manchester United's Premier League fixture with Tottenham after reaching an agreement with the Cameroon FA to delay his call-up ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations. Onana has been given permission to remain in Manchester for United's FA Cup third-round tie with Wigan Athletic on Monday and Spurs visit to Old Trafford on 14th of January. Cameroon begin their AFCON campaign against Guinea just 24 hours later. On 15th of January, Premier League clubs were given a deadline of January 1 to release their players ahead of the tournament, which begins in Ivory Coast on the 10th of January. But United and Cameroon have come to their own agreement. Onana returned to Manchester on Wednesday after spending time in Paris following the 2-1 defeat to Nottingham Forest on Saturday. Does that mean that Onana's even appearance in the team, talking about the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon team, is not going to really add up? Because if it comes, well, fine. 24 hours to the game. Now, former Côte d'Ivoire forward Aruna Kone has tipped the Super Eagles, Senegal, Morocco, and hosts as favourites to win the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. Recall that the Super Eagles will begin and be gunning for their fourth AFCON title after winning in 1980, 1994, and 2013 in South Africa under late Stephen Keshi. However, Kone, in an interview with Sport Ivory, believes Nigeria and other aforementioned teams are in the natural favourite position to win the tournament. Moving away from the Africa Cup of Nations countdown this morning, let us look at more updates as we go straight to Spain. And guess what? The fear of Girona is the beginning of wisdom. Yes, it was just more of serving them water. So the question is, maybe a Cinderella story is about to happen in La Liga. Ivan Martin's stoppage time goal earned Girona a dramatic 4-3 home win against Atletico Madrid on Wednesday night that kept them 11 points with Real Madrid at the La Liga summit. Atletico striker Alvaro Morata had grabbed a hat-trick as they fought back from 3-1 down to level, but Martin showed superb close control before firing into the top corner to snatch a 3-point and maintain Girona's stunning start to this season. However, coach of Girona, Michel has called the win historic, but cooled any talk of winning La Liga this season despite his team's success at the midway point of the season following a first ever win over Atletico Madrid. Now, a quick look at other results of games decided in Spain last night. Real Madrid defeated Mallorca 1-0. Celta Vigo edged Real Betis 2-1 as Granada recorded a 2-0 victory over Cadiz. But looking at games going down today in Spain, Osasuna will be up against Almeria by 5 o'clock, 7:15 as the battle between Athletic Club and Sevilla. Las Palmas hosts Barcelona. However, now moving away from the Spanish La Liga, let's go straight to Italy this morning. Looking at the result of the Coppa Italia round of 16, Atalanta defeated Sassuolo 3-1. Ademola Lookman's side doing well even without this man. Roma defeated Cremonese 2-1. Well, congratulations to Paris Saint-Germain beating Toulouse 2-0 in the Trophy des Champions in France. But now talking about the games going down today, in the Coppa Italia, it will be Juventus taking on Salernitana. And while going straight to England, it is Crystal Palace taking on Everton. It is the FA Cup round 3. But remember, tomorrow, Brentford will take on Wolves or Fulham against Rotterdam as Tottenham will be up against Burnley. Moving away from that, and let's go straight and look at what the back pages of papers are saying. Talking about transfer stories this morning. Still Kickoff Sports Show live on Solutions 93.9 FM. Check time right now, 9:23, and let's start with Chelsea. Chelsea are eyeing a move for Benfica's Antonio Silva after scouting the defender. Chelsea have also agreed a new sponsorship deal with Big Angs. Okay, now let's talk about Manchester United this morning. Manchester United's transfer plans for January have been left in tatters, with Sir Jamie Ratcliffe restricted to just a handful of loan deals. So most of the players that will be coming on board will be on loan. Now, Sergeant Ratcliffe has met Eric Ten Hag and his players in a meet and greet exercise that all ended in smiles. So there's no problem. But now let's talk about one man who may be moving or saying. Manchester United have triggered the option to extend the defender Aaron Wan-Bissaka's contract until 2025. Manchester United are also interested in making Crystal Palace winger Michael Olise one of the first signings of Jim Ratcliffe era at Old Trafford. But the question is it going to be on loan or permanent deal? But with what we're getting, everything will be on loan. Now, let's go straight to front. Kylian Mbappe has said no decision has been made over his Paris Saint-Germain future, despite uncertainty over his plans for 2024. Remember, his mom is now his agent. Okay. Let's go straight to Tottenham Hotspur. Radu Dragozen's agent says the defender does not want Genoa during the January transfer window, despite contracts from the other clubs, including Tottenham. All right, Manchester City. Now, Colorado Rapids are close to signing Manchester City goalkeeper Zach Steffen. According to reports, USA International spent last season on loan at Middlesbrough and has not played for the Premier League champions since April 2022. All right, so from this corner, we have to hang it and be back tomorrow morning to talk more sport. My name is OLADAPO Kunubi. Well, this morning, and we'll be looking at headlines on the pages of Nigerian newspapers. FAVOUR Laurentola is here. I know as you will be looking at more of what federal government is saying, what is also happening concerning the weather. FAVOUR, how are you doing? Good morning.
I'm doing fantastically well. You know, I am not actually concerned about the newspapers this morning, but one person is actually speaking on sports, and he said that sports betting should be banned.
Oh, yeah, that was Reno Mokri. Reno, boys are cashing out.
Please, let them breathe.
No, actually, when I saw it, I felt like, okay, But when I went to check his Twitter handle, why? Let everybody see. Let Nigerians smile. Let Nigerians breathe, and let us have joy. Where we know, for some people, they always like tearing papers at the end of the day.
I mean, the likes of, I don't want to mention names in this
no, don't mention names.
If it should be banned, I mean, it's going to be like
sports betting.
It will be like the whole world has ended. So please.
But because now looking at means of employment as well, let us look at how. I mean, you look at sport betting shops across the streets, not only in Ibadan.
Making money.
Yes, and means of employment, means of joy for some people.
But now let's look at the side effects, though. It made a very cogent point. Gambling is something that shouldn't be encouraged, actually. Because he said millions of dollars go daily into gambling.
Where's the job creation? How many jobs has the federal government created for Nigerians? So everybody's trying to make something for themselves. Now, what of people who are into casino? We have most of these politicians when they travel out to play casino. They go into, some of them who even, they see golf as recreation, but they cash out as well. No more cream. Well, that's from my own side. Everybody has got their different.
But you know that any man that does this sports betting, they are not actually people you should be with.
They are not people I should be with.
They will use
Okay,
we
so
meant to be mindful of those kind of men actually.
Why?
Because they don't have investment. Every little dime is into sports betting.
You say some.
Okay, some.
Okay, Favor. If at the end of the day, Kickoff Sports Show gets a sponsorship from a sport betting platform in Nigeria and brings in 100 million naira for Solutions on the 3.9 FM.
Yes, we're going to accept the money.
And makes me a brand ambassador.
Oh boy.
Brand ambassador.
That would be very nice.
And I was told to bring a female sport presenter.
And then you bring your wing woman.
Wait, let me land my Favor. Don't put words into my mouth. And I bring you on board and you got 20 million naira as an endorsement deal.
I'm gonna cash out.
So people should not talk to you.
They will talk to me. They will.
I know you really stand by me.
I will.
Feel stand by you. Catch you guys tomorrow morning. But do not go anywhere. We'll look at headlines on the pages of Nigerian newspapers.
I put nothing above you. What is Caesar? Girl, you like my work. And it's giving love. You can have it. I put nothing above you. You know I put nothing above you. So many love, but girl, you're the truth. Girl, you're the truth. And I'm so proud to call you my boo. I thought I told you I really love you, and I don't care who had you. It's such a nice view. It's just me and you. You make the sky blue, the moon no pay you. Hello, hello, share you the game you. It's weather for two, do me gently. Wachekama ferawa, wachekama ferawa. Oh, my eyes have seen us. So many shit on the street, and I've been through places you've never been. I know be some more picking. I don't chop breakfast, lunch, and chop dinner. My heart is cold like the winter, but you want me up, Angelina. So I give unto Caesar. What is Caesar? Girl, you like my work, and it's giving love. You can have it. I put nothing above you. You know I put nothing above you. So many love, but girl, you're the truth. Girl, you're the truth. And I'm so proud to call you my boo.
Let's be dynamic with your morning update and make it better with Kickoff Sports Show, where we will be serving you all the latest from tennis, basketball, Formula One, football, exclusive interviews, and lots more.
Hamilton going for the move on Alonso at the 130. These two great side by side.
Martinelli! Oh yes! Gabriel Martinelli is back with a bang!
Headlines from Nigerian newspapers, behind the papers from the stand, analysis on burning trending issues across Nigeria and beyond.
The problem is not politics or tribalism, but corruption.
The governors will say, give us our own slot. The chairman of local government will say, give us our own slot. Who does those slots go to?
Your friend, they arrest you, they detain you, and they release you. That's all.
Hello, my name is OLADAPO Okunubi.
My name is Victory Onyedikachi.
My name is Adedamola Lafenwa.
And my name is FAVOUR Oloruntola.
Join us weekdays 9 a.m. on your Remedy Radio dial, Solutions 939 FM.
Here, we make it different from the norm. Indeed, we make it different from the norm. Good morning. Welcome to the second half of AM Update. My name is FAVOUR Oloruntola. I want to say a very big thank you for joining us this morning. If you check your time, it's 9:33 a.m. And on this segment, we take you through the headlines of the Nigerian newspapers. I've got the Vanguard. Well, it's not a quite good one on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. And we have this written boldly with some pictures underneath. Reign of bandits, kidnappers, disquiet as terror attacks in Abuja, Middle Belt town continues. Scores killed, many kidnapped. Gunmen storm shopping mall in Nasarawa, kill 4 shoppers. CP directs investigation into attack. Chief Imam, Okada rider killed in fresh Plateau attack. I remember myself and Comrade Ulomotosho speaking about this yesterday, and I asked the question. Now, this has gotten to a point where it needs to be addressed. But moving forward, on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, no plan to increase price of petrol, NNPC Limited. Yesterday, the news broke that the fuel pump price might increase to 1,200, and it's been back and forth with the marketers and NNPCL since yesterday. Ishbash board seizes truck with 24,000 bottles of beer in Kano State. No apology for backing Diri's re-election, Jonathan, page 12. And Naira scarcity, devaluation, rising inflation, TUC tells federal government. Now, high interest rate drives up mutual funds investment by 63.7% to 2.25 trillion naira in December. You can get that story on page 19 of the Vanguard newspaper. Away from the Vanguard newspaper, let me take a deep dive into the Nigerian Tribune. 2024 budget designed to take care of ruling class, TUC says, once inflation crashed from 28.20% to 9.4%. Demands implementation of all agreements with government. Insists 2023 was year of lost opportunities, dashed hopes. You can get that story on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. With license, Nigerians can bear arms. Falano, page 3. Nigerian art student breaks Guinness World Record with 100-hour planting. Okay, that's a good one. Page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune. Fuel subsidy entirely removed, not reduced. NNPCL says no place to increase petrol pump price. Page 6. I think we can all go rest on that. Seplat Energy announces Ano gas plant mechanical completion, I beg your pardon. Page 6. Ondo government suspends LG LCDA chairman. Page 25. Now let's go to the envelope headline on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. 2024 budget. NAS gets highest allocation in 25 years. Finally, on the Nigerian Tribune, fan keeps mum. 7 months after thieves carted away Lagos airport cables. You want to know more headlines? Stay stuck. Next newspaper will be reviewed out. NSIPA cash trashed to private accounts. And anti-graft body grills coordinator arrests ex-DFA. Ex-Humanitarian Affairs Minister fails to honor agency's invitation. Wire-backed serious re-election by Jonathan Prayers for Akeredolu. And moving forward to the banner headlines, the top page of the Nation newspaper this morning. Private school fees put pressure on parents. Let me restructure this. Private school fees put parents under pressure. I know what that means. I understand it. Now, 4.5 million voters to elect 2 senators, 16 reps, 25 assembly members next month. Ayedatiwa suspends council caretaker chairman. 2 killed in another attack on Plateau community. The Punch newspaper is the final newspaper for this morning, and it states here, APC promises heavy defeat as Atiku eyes 2027 presidential bid. Atiku has wisdom, capacity, energy will run in 2027, says aide. PDP welcomes ex-VP others. APC says ex-VP will be defeated again. Obi will contest. Atiku should support him. LP insists. Now, no plan to hike fuel price. NNPCL assures Nigerians. Federal government eyes 750,000 jobs with gas initiative. You can get that story on page 24. Police return rescued trafficked children in Bauchi. Ex-Sierra Leone president indicated in field coup relocates to Nigeria. And that's page 7. President will return Bayelsa oil field taking on the Buhari minister, plus page 27. Obasanjo folds 88 trillion naira debt burden, says relief mismanaged. Federal government to withdraw recognition of Kenya, Uganda, Niger visitors. Page 28. Okay. Now, EFCT threatens Buhari ex-minister's arrest over 37 billion naira fraud. Page 7. Well, at this point, it is time for me to connect with my analysts and take the burning issues. This morning, stay tucked. It is Solutions 93.9 FM. Thank you very much for staying tuned. To have my analyst virtually with me this morning, Comrade Olu Omotosho. A beautiful morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Phil.
Good morning.
Hi. Good morning to all of you in the studio there. And
yeah.
Good morning, Nigeria.
Good morning. We were here together yesterday, but today we'll be doing this virtually.
Yeah.
Okay, let's quickly dive into the headlines for this morning, but let's go to education first. Yesterday, we had the news of some universities being banned by Nigeria, and now this morning we have the withdrawal of some of these universities. I mean, we were saying something yesterday that these things may not stand even for a week, and it's happening right this moment. Let's look at federal government, involvement in all of this. When are we ever going to believe what the federal government says?
Well, I don't think it's a matter of we believing them or not. Now, when that action was taken, it was taken by a leak. It was taken by the investigative journalistic exploit that journalist did.
Yeah.
And of course, I think the first thing they did was, okay, since we have had that maybe one or two of these universities doing this from a certain location, why don't we just do an umbrella banning of them all, and then we sit back and then do a sieving to see which ones are the culprits, and then which ones are actually authentic and new, and then we keep them on. So I think that was exactly what they did. And going forward, there are still other universities, there are still other institutions that will be affected too, because the dragnet will now be extended to other, because we have a lot of proliferation of these universities in Nigeria. And the reason is not far-fetched. The best that a Nigerian university can take is less than 1 million. It's less than 1 million. I mean, that is all of them, both official, both government, privately owned, and all that, both official and non-official, all of them. I mean, the highest they can take is still less than 1 million students in a year. And we have about roughly plus or minus 2 million students, I mean, just for admission every year. And what do you expect the others to do? Where do you want them to go? So that's the reason why we are having those that can afford it, the people that are sending their awards to those schools. Of course, not all of it's not just the students that really need the university. I mean, that really need the certificate alone that go there. Politicians go there, and then we have other people too who have other aims, other agenda, other than presenting it genuinely or obtaining those certificates genuinely. I mean, a lot of people who want to cut corner too see that as an opportunity to go there and then get something to come and present. And to help them, to make it easy for them. Nigeria is all about certificates. Everything you want to do in Nigeria, they want to say, are you a graduate or not? And that's the reason. So what is happening now is probably they are already doing a CV to see, okay, which ones are genuine and which ones are not. So in the days ahead now, we will begin to see that some of the ones that receive the hammer will be left off the hook, and then those that are yet to be captured in the band will also be added. That's exactly what is happening now.
Okay. Yesterday, I remember you mentioned.
If you look on the streets of Nigeria, you will see that we have a lot of artisans. We have more artisans in Nigeria today, more than officially engaged or employed manpower. Now we have more artisans, and most of these artisans learn their trade somehow, which is not covered in, which is not captured in the government system. And most of them are making waves. I mean, they are making a living. Some of them are even making it big. Some of them are becoming even more successful than government workers and all that, and people with gainful employment. So, and since most of these young men and young folks want to go to universities, they want to go to tertiary institutions. The government is not providing; they don't have it. So, rather than doing that, why? That's why I suggest that government could do something and capture these create vocational centers all around the country, and then give them. In the past, we used to have trade tests. We used to have something like that, where you go to technical colleges and you get a certificate, and that certificate became an entry requirement for certain courses in some of the tertiary institutions. Now, even if they are not going to go further than that, because that's the way the world is going now, and that's the way Nigeria cannot be left behind. Why is government not looking at creating vocational centers all around? Government in Nigeria today can afford to create one vocational center per ward in every political ward in Nigeria. Put one there. Let people there go there, and then just give them some kind of subvention and give them technical support. Give them a curriculum that they will work with another. And by the time that they give them, at the end of it, let them have a means of certification and then turn them on. By the time you do that, we'll see more sanity. We'll see sanity on the street. Now, look at Okada riders that we see all on the street. Now, if they go through this kind of thing, they will learn they will teach them some morals. They will teach them some ethics. They will teach them the way to handle customers and the way to deal with people. Even all of the people selling on the street and all that. When that is done, you will discover that even the justice for admission into university will drop, because many of them will now discover that, okay, at least we've been captured. A lot of parents, but how would I send my child to go and learn trade? Because they see it as if it shows that because they don't have capacity, that's why they ask their children to go and learn a trade. But when they are still teachable and their brain is still fresh, rather than just continue to waste our time and send them to university, and at the end of the day, when they come back, they are not even useful to themselves, not to talk of being useful to the government, and the job is not there for them. So that's why I think that should be the way. That's the best way for government to go.
All right, let's move away from education sector and look at a more disquieting headline on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning, and that's on the state of security. I remember asking the question that raising 100 million funds for the victims shouldn't be the way to go. Now it's extending from Plateau to Abuja. This quiet as terror attacks on Abuja, Middle Belt towns continue. Scores killed, many kidnapped. Gunmen storm shopping mall in Nasarawa, kill 4 shoppers. CP investigates investigation into attack. Chief Imam, Okada rider killed in fresh Plateau attack. And I asked the question, this shouldn't be happening. We have intel in Nigeria. We've got every resource that we can use to tackle this. This is going far too long. It's going longer than it should have, stayed in Nigeria.
Well, this is portraying our country. My opinion is portraying our country in a bad light. And by this, I mean, for quite some weeks now, for about, let's say, 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks running now, we've had this incessant attack along that axis, and of Plateau, and we have had about 3. I mean, we've had about 2 that were. And now, the service chief, some of the service chiefs went there last week, and you will expect that after that visit, that they will do something to prevent the situation and to prevent it from happening. Yes, I know that it is not magic. There is no magic they could do, but they could do it in such a way that to reduce the fatality and then maybe just scare them away, so that they will vacate that area, that address. But it's not happening. Now, for us to hear again that we have skirmishes, that we have this kind of situation again, I mean, within the last 24 hours, is an insult. It shows clearly that we are really not getting it. We are not getting it right. Now, in the same, it has to do with. Now, the point where we are going now is such that Nigerians will now begin to say, okay, Since government had lost the bearing to be able to provide security for me, then every person will now want to say, okay, it is better for me to defend myself and die defending myself.
But this defense is not being allowed. I mean, arms are not being allowed to be taken. But there is this one that Falano is actually saying that if you license Nigerians with license, they can bear arms. Now, that's not something that Nigerians are allowed to do. Now, if Nigerians begin to defend themselves, what now is the hope of the security outfit? What now is the hope of our children that are coming, now the generation coming behind us?
Yeah, you see, the point is because we are not getting security from government, whose primary responsibility is to provide security for us. If we are not getting it, and then we are not ready yet to get checked out of this environment, we are not ready yet to go home, like the Christian will say. And we are not ready now because we are not sure. I mean, because we still see that even though things are hard, we don't want to go home yet. And if we don't want to go home, then we cannot sit down and fold our hands if government is not doing it. So it will get whether about talking about getting licensed, who licensed it. So it is when we have situations that calls for shows or that points to the fact that government is not doing the right thing. That is when people now begin to look for alternative way of doing things. If we have peace in Nigeria and that we don't have all of these marauders coming and all things like that, who is going to care? Who cares? What am I going to do with a gun? As a matter of fact, when I'm not a farmer, what do I need a cutlass for? I'm an IT person. We don't use cutlass in computers. So what do I use it for? An IT person, what do I need a gun for? Now, but so also, a lecturer in the university, what does he need a gun for? Why does he need to protect himself if government is there and providing the security? Now, all of the same thing all over the place. So when you are low, but in a situation where you see that you are actually at risk, and there is nobody to defend you, nobody there for you to give you the coverage, then you provide for yourself. Now, just the same in almost every house now has a borehole. Now, every household now has a generator because government is not providing electricity for us. They are not giving us water, so every household is providing that. Now, at the point, government was saying, look, you cannot continue to sink a borehole indiscriminately like that. And who listens? Who listens? Because if you don't sink it, that means you'll be at the mercy of whatever source of water that you have, because government is not providing. Yeah. So that's how difficult it is.
I just hope that Nigerians would resort to this drastic measures when the time is right. Because of our time, I have to let you go right now. But in about 30 seconds, just give your parting shot so that we can leave the program. I wanted to discuss Atiku's 2027 bid, but we have to leave that for another day.
Well, I think the best, what we need to do now, yes, government need our support. And of course, we are giving the support. Government need to sit up and provide the necessary services. Protect us, and we will be, of course, when people are protected and they are not at risk, of course, government will enjoy the support of the people. As for Atiku, he has the right. He's a Nigerian, and there is no law banning him. He can contact as many times as he wants to. It's his money that he's spending. So I don't know that.
Well, we want to say thank you very much for joining us today. And please spend the money wisely. It's January. It's a long month.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
for having me.
All right. Please have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you very much for listening. We can't take comments. We can't take calls this morning. It's a very short version. By 10 o'clock, I'll be linking up with Abbas Ishola at Odono Kekere for Ojumona Bayo, beg your pardon. And he'll be there to give us more about the streets in Ibadan. Please stay tuned. My name is Favor Olorontola. Have yourself a wonderful day.